3, 2, 1, and I did press record this time. What's up, guys? It's Mike back again with Uncommon Man Podcast. And of course, on the other end of the line, I have the number one man himself. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend?
What's up, everybody? I'm the other co-host of this podcast. My name is David. Just a quick shout out to everybody. Please follow us on Twitter, YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. That will help us out a bunch.
Absolutely.
Bro, what you been up to today?
Just normal hustle and bustle of life, buddy. I mean, as we kind of talk freak podcast, just having to deal with the issue of exactly what we talked about in the last podcast, which is the difference between renting and owning. And right now we're having to deal with a landlord that we have some serious issues with, but at the same time, like, it's our fault because we don't own down here, which is what we're trying to get in the process of doing. So, otherwise, man, everything's been pretty good. Just tired. I mean, it's the last day of the month. We don't have anything left in the other place. We got the super in over here. So,
nice.
Of course, so that was a big deal for me. What about you, buddy? What's been going on your side?
Nothing much, man. Pretty relaxing day. I mean, I've been on a stretch with both my jobs. So one of the guys went on vacation this week, so he was gone. And the lady asked me, she was like, "Hey, could you do me a solid? Could you pick up another night?" Sure, why not? You know, I don't mind helping them because I feel like they help me out a lot. So I try to do for people who do for me. You know, anything I ask for, they always help me out with it. If I need a weekend off, if I need days off, no questions asked, no problem. They automatically give it to me. So,
That's
hey,
cool.
why not? Yeah. It was not an issue at all, but it was a 3-day stretch working both jobs back to back. So it was a hell of a weekend. But today was my first day off, and everything goes back to normal this upcoming week. So just getting
really
through
glad
that.
you wanted to spend your first day off with me.
Hey man, I am here, bro. I'm here. We're ready to talk fan shit. Okay.
Yes.
So what we're gonna kind of get into today, and me and Mike kind of talked about this, is we want to look at the past draft classes and kind of see who was an absolute bust, who was an absolute shit show from the past couple drafts. And I think we even went back as far as 2015.
Yeah.
And just kind of looking at the draft classes from the end.
Yeah. So did you want to go ahead and give them a rundown exactly like what our stipulations were too? Like, obviously you got to have a threshold from round 1 to round ? So we both came to a consensus on it. I think it's pretty fair. So if you want to go ahead and give a breakdown on that too.
Yeah. So we're looking at people who are contributors based on the rounds that are picked. If you're picked between rounds 1 and 4, I think it's pretty safe to say, and statistically, you should be a contributor. Anybody picked within the top 100 or the first 4 rounds should automatically be a contributor on your football team. Anybody from rounds 5 and beyond, they are developmental prospects. What could be, if this person develops, if they get into an NFL weight room, if they get some NFL coaching, what could that person be at that point? So we're not going to look at anybody's from round 5 and beyond because, just like we said, I mean, it's a crapshoot either way it go. But we're going to look at rounds 1 through 4, and we're going to just gauge and judge from 2015 who was an absolute bust.
Okay. Did you want to share mine?
Yeah, go ahead. So we're going to go 2015. Round 1, first round pick. What do you think?
So this is what we got going over here, my friend.
Yeah, okay. Shane Ray. That fucking asshole.
So I'm gonna say just because of his current status in the league, I'm gonna call that a bust. I'm not quite sure what your thoughts are on it.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know, buddy. I don't think that. I mean, yeah, he won a Super Bowl for us. Obviously, what was it? Yeah, it was his freshman year. He won a Super Bowl for us, which was awesome. Or he contributed, but it was to the point of where, like, he never got over his infatuation with Mizzou. He never got over his infatuation with Kansas, and I think it ended up underlying where they never picked him up, dude. Nobody in Kansas even ever ended up picking him up. So it's like dude,
Yeah.
you wasted a potential career on a pipe dream, and it's unfortunate because it's like, dude, that's childish bullshit. At a certain point in time, when this company's paying you, you go where the money is. You know.
Right. For this guy, he was a product of a great defense. I think a lot of the production that you saw was the no-fly zone for starters, that defensive line, and the scheme that he was in. I mean, he was in a scheme that literally allowed him to pin his ears back. Him, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, to just attack and attack. And when the quarterbacks don't even have an open receiver to throw the ball to, of course you're going to eat. But you saw what his production was when he was asked to be a full-time starter. I mean, production was nowhere near what it should have been for not only for him to be a round one pick. Didn't we trade back to pick this guy up in round one in 2015, I believe?
Yes, we did.
Yes. So for that, I mean, bust. He has to be a bust for me.
Okay. Agreed. So we're on the same page there. But
Laughable. This guy's laughable, man. I bust all the way. We can keep rolling for this one.
How about this one?
That guy's a fucking clown too. Honestly, I just don't understand why he stayed on the roster for as long as he has.
I don't get it either. Because he contributes maybe like on a great season, he contributes maybe 300 yards. I think they finally got it. They got it right these last two seasons
Right.
with what they picked up. I know.
Well, I don't think there's no way he makes the roster this year.
I hope not, especially with the cap hit the guy's got. What is it like 2.5 million or some shit, which is insane.
More than what we should fucking be paying that dude.
Right,
that's for sure.
Right, he should be getting like veteran minimum at most.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So what about Max Garcia? Are we calling that a bust too?
Bust. So this spoiler alert for a lot of these early draft classes, they're pretty fucking rough. Until John Elway decided to go a new route with picking up high character and team captain guys, it's looking pretty rough for the first four rounds of the draft picks.
I'm gonna let you take this one, bro. I just spilled my beer.
Oh fuck! Just spilled the beer.
I know. Party foul. All right, buddy. I'm going to talk to you about this one long term, so I have to.
Okay.
So, what do you think about the number 26 or the 2016 first overall?
Paxton Lynch. This was a product of you look at the tools and what this guy could have been, and not really look at his production. I mean, the way this guy saw the field and different things like that. It's just a total infatuation of the tools and the height and the arm on this dude. That's all John Elway cared about when they drafted Paxton Lynch.
So I think we've already just jokingly, but more from a point of insanity, we've laughed about this pick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame, dude. Like I don't know about you. This is the only draft pick in Broncos history I recall sitting there and I audibly, well, I mean, besides when we were watching the draft, but that's because we had to keep things interesting. Nobody wants to sit there and listen to the sound of silence between two goons. But this is the first one where I was sitting there on the couch watching this and I audibly went, "Oh, you got to be fucking kidding me," when they traded up, because you knew exactly who they were going for. And it's like, you still had Dak Prescott on the board, which is who I was hoping we would draft, which we could have easily picked him up at least in the second round. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it's like, bam, Paxton Lynch. And you're sitting there just going, Jesus, Elway. Jeez.
And I think a lot of why we traded up, and I think a lot of why we traded up was because there was a lot of murmurs that Dallas was potentially trying to get him. So, of course, we jumped in the way of Dallas. So, Mike, my question is to you is, by us drafting Paxton Lynch, what was the long-term effects of us drafting Paxton Lynch? Because these draft picks in certain positions have a long-term lasting effect. And so what's the long-term effect from us drafting Paxton Lynch?
Yeah, I got to be honest. I don't even recall. Let's do a quick research here. Man, they grade this as a B plus back in the day. Wow. What did it cost us? Oh, I don't even. Of course, we don't have it in here. Broncos, blah 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 blah. Dallas Cowboys and the Chiefs to move up from the bottom to select Memphis or the star quarterback out of Memphis. Man, that's pathetic. Dude, I don't remember what the trade capital was off this. But like, I would say in the long run, dude, I think it helped us out. I'm optimistic because the fact that it was the final grenade that we had for. I mean, we hadn't had a first round quarterback drafted since Tim Tebow. We all know how that turned out.
Right.
But which I think we can both agree on is a definitive bust. But the that was I respected the fact that Elway was taking a swing and a miss on that one, but I didn't like it. I think most of us were on board for the Mr. Irrelevant for that year. Only he just ended up being a complete dipshit. So, but when you look at the greater good, it was just hilarious more than anything else seeing that nobody in Colorado or any Broncos fan globally was on board for this guy when he got booed off the field in the third preseason game. He got booed. It was that Tampa Bay game where it was like a gimme game. They were that bad. And we're sitting there watching going, this dude is throwing the game away. What do you have, like 4 interceptions in that game and like 1 touchdown? His numbers were fucking dismal, man. So
I think he's going to be the only quarterback known in history for the Denver Broncos to cry on the sideline.
No, Jay Cutler did too.
Oh, he did? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Jay Cutler did too. That was where they lost respect. But no, I mean, yeah, he cried on the sideline, but it's like, dude, you have no drive, you have no enthusiasm for what you do. You're a fucking nerd. You're a nerd with a big body. Like,
well, not only that too, but by them swinging and missing on this one, they set the organization back quite a while. Like I've said this before. How many years of Von Miller's career have we wasted on this quarterback carousel that we've been on? And it started with this guy. Well, it started before him, but I mean, this didn't help it. I mean, it ultimately started with Brock Osweiler leaving after fucking Peyton Manning, got benched, then took his spot back, and he cried like a little bitch and had to go down to Houston. So that started it, but this shit really didn't help it after all either. So, I mean, we wasted years upon years on this quarterback carousel because of this draft pick too.
I don't know, buddy. Like, because they never stopped drafting QBs. It's just none of them hit, man. I mean, you look back to, I can't remember the guy's name. Like somebody who got drafted 2 picks after Osweiler. I mean, we drafted like 2 picks after Osweiler, or the year after. I can't remember, from Miami, and the guy looked promising in preseason, ended up being a bust.
From Miami.
But yeah, I can't remember
the quarterback.
Yeah, he was a QB. So he was Osweiler's contention for, like, because they drafted Osweiler back in 2012, right as they brought Manning in. Obviously with hopes of having him develop behind Manning because the size and everything matched up. Obviously the lack of mobility. But Brock Osweiler never panned out. Well, the next year they brought some other guy in that was like of equal size and stature to both of them, and he ended up not panning out. That guy was from Miami. So they've been swinging and missing every year. But I mean, you look at how far we go back just in the chronology of Denver in general, and we stink at drafting quarterbacks, dude. We are fucking categorically bad at it, buddy. But the cool thing about it is I feel like we finally hit. So, it's kind of one of those where I do like the approach that Elway took. I mean, it's clandestine at this point, but at the same time, like, he kept, like last season, he said, we're going to keep swinging and missing. And, I can respect that because he could just kind of give up, or, he could just say, fuck the fans and do whatever he wants to. But he kept swinging. And for the first time I believe in my heart of hearts, dude, the first time that I've seen this entire organization, we have drafted the future. And there's just nothing that propels me away from agreeing to the fact that this guy is the franchise. I mean, which is a general consensus that this guy is a franchise QB for our beloved Broncos.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, so we're gonna scroll through the rest of this 2016 class.
Next one.
Adam Gostis. Um, he's a bust, but he's not as bad as some of the other ones. He just never developed into a pass rusher. I mean, he was pretty good as a run stuffer, but he never developed into anything else. So, but I mean, still a bust either way. To be a second round pick and not to be picked up in the NFL, multiple injuries while he was with the Broncos, and like I said, he never developed into a pass rusher.
Is he even on a team right now?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I can't remember. Let's pull him up on the old Googleizer.
I don't know Google.
Yeah, free agent. So bust.
Bust. All right, now Justin Simmons.
Bam.
Bam, baby. Finally hit on one.
That
Hit on one here.
grand slam, I might add.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For Justin Simmons, we can all agree this guy's nowhere near a bust. We hope that he's a Bronco for a very long time. It just we want to see that deal get done, and we want to see what else he has going on in this Vic Fangio defense.
He'll do it, dude. I mean, he's got a good head on his shoulders. That's the cool thing
for
about
sure. For sure.
That's the cool thing about our organization is people don't generally spurn it. You don't have to hear about, someone slamming on the fucking table going, get me the fuck out of here, trade me. I'm not signing a franchise tag. It just doesn't happen here. So
yeah.
How about that fourth round pick, my friend?
Oh, Booker? Oh, so when we drafted Booker, honestly, I didn't hate the pick. I thought, okay, this guy can potentially be something. And as a 1-2 punch, when he first came in the NFL behind C.J. Anderson, he was very serviceable. And I liked what was going on. I was like, okay, him and C.J. Anderson, I was like, they look good as a 1-2 punch. Right. But when that guy was forced to be the number one bell cow running back, he fucking folded. I mean, folded like none other. He's another guy that I think maybe undrafted still. I mean, not undrafted, unsigned. Sorry.
No, he's with the Raiders.
No shit. He's with the Raiders.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, let's quote me on that.
I just didn't want him to go to the Patriots because he is a very good pass blocking and pass catching running back out the backfield.
He's playing for the Los Angeles Vegas. Oakland Raiders of Las Vegas. Did we have another fourth? No, we had Connor McGovern. I'd say Connor McGovern. We'll extend on this one just because.
Okay.
I'd say Connor McGovern was a hit.
He was a hit. He was a above average guard and a very average center.
Right, but the thing about it was he was above average in the categories that we needed to for his versatility. And I have no bars against the guy. I mean, I really appreciate everything the guy did for what he was asked to do and how much they transitioned him across the offensive line. And it seemed like every season he still performed admirably. It was never like, oh, McGovern is the fucking weak link here. So, all righty, let's go to the 2017 draft picks.
2017.
You already know which one this one's going to be.
Woo!
Jarrett Bowles.
Whew. Garrett Holds. I was watching the Pat McAfee show, and Mike Lombardi buried this guy. I mean, fucking clown Garrett Bowles.
Yeah, he did.
Kind of made me feel bad for a little bit, but not really. Yeah, man. He for me, he's borderline a bust. He's fucking borderline.
Respectable. Understand.
I mean, for what? In 3.5, we got that first round talent that we want to see in Garrett Bowles halfway through the season of this past season. All the years before that, I mean, he played like he was a fucking fourth rounder, nowhere near a first round talent. And considering Ramczyk and Cam Robinson. Although Cam Robinson, I mean, we
Yeah,
all seeing
right.
what he is right now in the league, but he was the better offensive tackle when we took Garrett Bowles. And Ryan Ramczyk was still on the board.
Okay, so you just said the key word there with or words, Cam Robinson, because both this was where you and we had our first draft when we were hanging out together.
Right.
And
Yes.
and both of us were on board for Cam Robinson. Let's not kid ourselves. We ate our balls on that one.
Yeah, because Cam Robinson did turn out to be a dud.
Yeah, he's
But so I think in that draft, Cam Robinson was rated number one, Ramczyk number two, Garrett Bowles number three. I was pissed off because we took the third best tackle when the other two were still on the board. So to me, it was a head scratcher.
so I'm gonna play devil's advocate,
What you got?
and I I think this is a hit.
Oh, okay, a
We'll see,
hit.
we'll see
Okay.
how many people bury me for this one in the comments. But
And you know, I see some arguments where he is reliable, he is durable. Yes, tide is turning. Yes, did he play better once Drew Lock got in there? Yes. Could that be because Drew Lock helped him out? Yes. Could that be because a number of things, the scheme? Who knows? I'm looking at where he was drafted and the way he was played. If we drafted him in the first round and there's any question that we're not going to pick up that dude's fifth year option, I mean, we're kind of getting to that bust there because when you draft somebody in this category here in the first round, you plan on them to be a long term option for you. And we don't know if he's going to make it past this season.
okay, well, there's where my argument therein lies is the fact that okay, so he would have cost us 13 million guaranteed this year. That's through injury. So
Mm-hmm.
all the flack that this guy gets from the fans for the holding and whatnot, but halfway through the season, all of a sudden, miraculously, his numbers became one of the top in the league, and that's per
It
per
did.
per Pro Football Focus. As much as I could care less about those nerds, their stats are pretty decent.
Right.
Um, but per Pro Football Focus, his stats just miraculously skyrocketed. So, what was the big transition there that happened from week 11 to week 13?
Horse lock. You know what? Horse lock, you know what?
Dude, like, so sitting there watching videos of like our quarterbacks over the last 4 years and just how inept they are when it comes to stepping up in the pocket. I mean, I don't give a shit if you've got, I don't know, David Bakhtiari over there in his prime. There's no
Mm-hmm.
possible way he could have blocked for people like Joe Flacco. Dude, you look at how stacked Joe Flacco's line. The guy still his best season was a 4,000-yard year, and that was because they ran the ball most of the time under Gary Kubiak. It was only
Mm-hmm.
4,000-yard season. This guy's won a Super Bowl.
Right.
He's fucking pathetic. And you look at all the other guys that he's had to block for. Not a single one of them. Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, fucking Brandon Allen. Not a goddamn one of them ever steps up in the pocket. I mean, what are you supposed to do, dude?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at a certain point in time, it's like, all right, well, it's just like it's cliche, but it's like, all right, at what point in time is it somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can sit there and say Garrett holds and all that stuff is cliche because it's fun to do and it's fun to point fingers at the poor guy. But it's like, dude, the guy's out there every goddamn snap. He's only missed even the like his first year, we thought he was out for the season. Remember when he was crying and they were taking him out on the cart? Well,
Did
it's
he
like,
roll his ankle or high ankle sprain or something like that?
yeah, in game 4, dude, he was in the next game. Like
Mm-hmm.
they taped the fuck out of his ankle. I mean, they thought he was
Right.
out for the season, and then it's like that type of passion, that type of fire, even in the midst of constantly being beat down by the fans. I mean, you saw what
Mm-hmm.
obviously it did mentally to Paxton Lynch, especially when you sit there looking at a crowd of 90,000 people. Like, I don't know, dude. There's a high level of me that respects that, especially after seeing you look at Drew Lock rolls to his left. So that means he has to count on Garrett Bowles. He doesn't roll to his right. That was Elijah Wilkinson's responsibility, was to handle his blind side. So he
Mm-hmm.
rolls to his left, and he was literally the lowest sacked quarterback in the NFL. He tied with Drew Brees for the season statistically, which was it was substantial difference. I think Joe Flacco was like a 9% sack rate, he was a 9% sack rate, and then Brandon Allen was like a 9.5% sack rate. And then Drew Lock was like a 3% sack rate. Rolling to Garrett Bowles' side, no less. So at what point is it not Bowles' fault and is it somebody else's? And that's what I said. I disagree. I think Bowles was a hit. I think that they're just waiting out this season to see how everything plays out. And if he ends up really progressing this season underneath, holding up the line for Drew Lock, which it seems everybody believes in, I think they're going to give him the big contract.
Okay. So, me and Mike, obviously, we're going to agree to disagree on this one, which makes it a great thing about this podcast is,
right.
We don't have to see eye on this shit because, I think otherwise. So I don't want to hear anybody saying like, oh, they always agree with each other. No, the fuck we don't.
Nice, buddy. Excellent. All right, my friend. So we progress on. How about DeMarcus Walker?
Bust. And this is why I say this. We can both agree when this dude is on the field, he is around the ball, right? When this dude is on the field, he is around the ball. He is making plays. He is in there. But so we all thought it was Vance Joseph. We thought he was the issue on why DeMarcus Walker was not playing. He was not playing in the correct position. He went from a DN to an inside linebacker. He dropped all that weight. He got sick. And we just thought Vance Joseph was playing him out of position. But when Vic Fangio comes in and Donatello still comes in, you still have these issues. He still is a healthy scratch for most games. He's still a healthy scratch. Why? I don't know. I don't know what's going on to where most weeks this dude is a healthy scratch. So for somebody who hardly can get on the fucking field, I don't see how this is a solid pick to me when he can't get on. He's hardly on the fucking field. It's been 4 years. This dude is, and even now, more people that we drafted, it seems like he's getting pushed further down the roster on the position group. So he's getting pushed down.
So this episode is apparently turned into Undisputed.
Hey, Skip. Hey, Skip.
Okay, is it my turn? Is it my turn?
Skip.
Can I speak now?
Skip.
Hey, you had your turn. You had your turn, Shannon. Let me talk.
Hey, Skip.
You had your turn, Shannon. Let me talk.
Hey, man, so let me tell you this, Skip.
Wait a second. Why am I Skip? Why I gotta be Skip?
What you mean? Why you Skip?
Why I gotta be Skip?
I'm not that little bitch, Skip. I'm not that little Skip.
Shots fired.
Nah, but whatever. But nah.
So
okay, Skip, you have the floor, Skip.
So I'm gonna say in between. I think right now this is a shot down the line. We're just waiting for it to roll to see whether or not it becomes a ground rule double or if it ends up being a foul ball.
Okay. But see, the whole part that I'm getting at is if you look at Ajim, Covington, picking up Shelby Harris, how does he get on the field?
Because, dude, they had plenty of cap space and they brought in people that can relentlessly pass or rush the passer. Like
no, but what I'm saying is how does DeMarcus
exactly what
Walker?
San Francisco just did. That's how they got to a Super Bowl.
All I'm saying is this: they have picked up. If he was the answer, why would we go back and pick up people who are potentially going to play over him? Which I don't see how he cracks starting lineup with the people that they picked up.
Let's give me this, dude. It's the same principle as old boy that we had undrafted that ended up being or had the most sacks in the NFL last season on a 1-year contract with Tampa. I can't believe I dropped his name. Dude out of Colorado State. But I mean, it's a similar process, dude. DeMarcus Walker is going to go to another team, and he's going to massively thrive. I already consulted with somebody on this, which you've got. Yeah, you've got the feed in the traffic, bros. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Motherfucker, you.
So I consulted with somebody on this who put together a wonderful, wonderful breakdown on exactly why DeMarcus Walker is a fucking animal. And
I'm not disputing that this dude is an animal. I mean, this dude, he wreaks havoc. He's always around the ball when he plays. The problem is he doesn't play that much.
yeah, so they mishandle it, dude. I mean,
They did.
you've played a
Vance
sport, bro.
Joseph
Like
did. Yes.
it's a different. So okay, well that nullifies your initial point, sir. 2 years, this guy's entire life was just turned upside down, topsy turvy style, man. Because he had to change up his entire weight regimen for a season to get wrecked because they realized he wasn't fast enough to play outside linebacker. So then he had to go back to D end. He had to, which let's not kid ourselves, dude. When you're having to go through those types of weight fluctuations, especially as a pro athlete, that is not an easy ass thing to do. I mean, you see that happen in the UFC, and these guys, they get destroyed trying to jump up between different weight classes and then try and transition back down. And it's just a brutal ass thing to do. It's hard on a body. I mean, there's a reason people, as soon as they put on weight, they fucking don't want to get it back off because it requires work. So, not that I'm saying the guy doesn't work, but the other thing that happened was that when they did finally start getting him in game 2 or game 3 in the season and figured out what was going on. I mean, you think they didn't even start Alexander Johnson until game 5. So that was how inept that, and we've had Johnson for the last year and a half or 2 years now. So that was how inept, Joe Woods and Vance Joseph were running the team last season. So they finally were able to like start fitting the right pieces into the scheme. And then what happened was DeMarcus Walker ended up getting injured. He had a shoulder injury and ended up going out after week 9. So it was unfortunate, but I get where you're going. They're going to end up replacing him. But like I said, for me, it's one of those where he's not exactly a bust, but he's also not exactly a hit. So
that's what I was about to get at, because I want to know, do you think he will make this team past this year?
No, I don't. I think he's going to get a big contract somewhere else, just the same as.
And see, I think that's kind of my stipulation when I'm looking at, is somebody a bust or a hit, because I feel like if somebody's a hit, then we should be signing them to a long-term contract. That's just kind of how I look at it. If somebody
Shaq Barrett,
yeah, that's how I look at it. If we're signing somebody to a long-term contract and drafted in the second round, number 50 at 51st, second round, I mean, this person should be a hit.
So, well, I would say my dilemma with that is the fact that just because they don't land on the team doesn't make them a miss. It just makes them a miss specifically for the team.
Okay.
So, okay. But
I'll take that.
Yeah, like I would agree for the fact that some of these players go elsewhere, just like Shelby Harris. I mean, he was a massive miss in Oakland, and then he comes over here, and the guy, he's been a game wrecker for us. I mean, he's been one of the only shining lights that we've had for the last 2 seasons. So, but yeah. That brings up round 3, number 82.
Okay, so I feel like I'm being super negative, so I'm gonna let you start on this one.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, okay, fuck that guy.
Carlos Henderson's a clown. Fuck you, dude. Wherever you're at, you sorry SOB. Enjoy.
Didn't he go to? No. Okay, I thought he went to Buffalo or Baltimore.
I think he went to Buffalo for preseason. They cut him.
Okay.
Yeah, he went there because they were like, yeah, no wonder why the Broncos let this guy go while he was still on rookie contract, because this guy's a fucking clown shoes.
Yeah.
So.
All right, we're going on to the next one. Brandon Langley. Bust. They even tried to move this dude to a different position. He still didn't succeed.
He's not even on the team anymore. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Oh shit.
Let's
okay.
Go.
No, he's round. Okay, you want to go with this one?
Let's go with it. He's still on the team.
Okay. Fuck that guy. I mean, this dude has been hurt every single year. I know why they drafted him. I know why. I understand.
Yeah, like you specifically said it in the beginning. 5th round. He's the potential hopeful.
Okay. Yeah.
It's bust, by the way. Get the
absolutely.
Hopefully they cut him in preseason. So
absolutely,
he's been a complete waste.
All right, so we're going to go to 2018, and this is when their new draft philosophy kicked in on how they evaluate people. They wanted high character team captains and people who played a lot of football.
Bradley Chubb.
Okay. We got this stud, Bradley Chubb. Absolute hit.
I'm gonna say swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, okay, Skip, okay.
Right.
All
I knew
right.
you were gonna take that shot. SOB.
All right,
Yeah,
so let's go to.
I don't think anybody can argue if the guy was tracking down the rookie sack season or sack record in a season that he's pretty on point. So
For sure.
if he comes back this year, dude, and he's able to stay healthy again for another full season. Yeah, I mean it's game over. That team's outside linebackers lights out with this dude. Their depth on the defensive line is so horrific.
It is. It's
fucking horrific.
It's going to be nasty. And what I like about what they've done with the defense, and particularly the defensive line, is we have fresh legs that you can rotate and beat up on the offensive line.
It's so deep.
I mean, you can't rotate an offensive line, but you damn sure can rotate a defensive line to where you got fresh legs and you can get out to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Them boys are going to eat this year.
Brutal. Fucking brutal. And I love the Gene pick for the fact that they have somebody to replace not Pecco. What the fuck's his name? Who's our nose tackle? Why did I just drop his name?
Pecco. No. Fuck, he reminds me so much of Pecco.
Right. Well, that's because Pecco is like he's the end all be all when it comes to nose tackles.
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. Whatever. I've been drinking.
Yeah, one of them Hawaiians, I don't know. Somebody.
Mike something.
Purcell.
Mike Purcell. God, talk about a bomb for me, huh? What about this guy? Talk about a total bust.
Fucking bust here. Nah, man, this guy's been fucking great. I mean, this guy, he's going to be one of the best receivers in the NFL. He's already making quite a name for himself. I mean, it's only going to grow. He's only going to grow. He's only going to get better. And absolute stud of an athlete. I mean, we were all happy when they picked him up. Very good.
I mean, how good are you to retire Demaryius Thomas midseason?
A lot of people forget that.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that. They got this guy, and when he came on, they was like, all right, we can let this guy go here.
This one hurts.
Right. This one hurts. I don't know if anybody know this. Mike is a Oregon fan. And we were both excited when we picked this guy up. You've heard me rant about this guy. He was a stud in college, but so far it's been a fucking shit show.
I just don't. I mean, we've already beat a dead horse on this one. We'll just say bust, whatever.
Bust. All right, roll on.
Isaac Yiadom. Isaac Yiadom.
On this one, I can't say bust. All I can say is wait and see. If they do decide to move him to safety, what could he be? Maybe he changes his career. Maybe he revitalizes himself, and maybe moving him is a better move than him playing cornerback. So
yeah, you're great.
Have to wait and see on this one.
Agreed, dude. Yeah, he'd be great on the scout team again.
Oh, okay, for sure. Scout team All-Star.
He'd be awesome. Hopefully making the 10 picks who they get to play against every single week as practice squad.
And
Josie Jewell, I'm going to say bust on that one.
Huge bust. When I watch Josie Jewell play, I cringe.
I do too.
When you look at other teams and you look at their linebackers and you look how athletic they are, and you watch this fucking guy, gosh, this guy is so unathletic. I mean, stiff is a fucking board. This guy's a huge bust for me.
Yeah, I can't disagree at all, dude. There's a reason why they just drafted to replace him this year with a 5th-round pick. So
yes,
Deshaun Hill. Ooh, we've gone back and forth, and why don't you go ahead and lead this one?
So I have to say it's a wait and see. when Drew Lock did step on the scene, he found Deshaun Hamilton, and he did look better. But with Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Melvin Gordon, Philip Lindsay, Noah Fant, is there enough to go around? Is he going to be a casualty of numbers? And that's what it feels like it's going to be. It's like he's going to be more of a casualty because of the numbers.
Ooh, interesting take. Is this a hot one? Hot take?
I think that's a hot one for me. That's a hot one.
I agree, sir, because that is contradictory to the conversations we've had beforehand.
Looking at it, and you start to look at how things are slowly unfolding. He's gonna be a casualty of numbers. Is not enough to go around. There's only one. The cliche. There's only one ball to go around, and you have so many people that have to eat, and he's not gonna be one of them.
Okay, so you had initially swayed me because of the fact that I heed to your expertise when it comes to this kind of stuff. Because for whatever reason, you seem to really nail these guys that who doesn't make the team, and who they like. What are you like 80 percentile for the draft picks? So I don't argue with you on that fact, and I'm not going to tell you on this one. I initially told you I didn't think Hamilton was going to end up making the roster, which is why I think they drafted his replacement in KJ Hamler, ironically from Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because of the fact that they're just disappointed with his output after a couple seasons. And exactly like you said, I think that there's going to be one wide receiver with they take fucking 3 of them plus 2 undrafted wide receivers. And then, they're looking to replace names.
Yeah, they took 3. And we took another. No, they took 2 undrafted, 3 in the draft. Yeah, but if you look at the type of offense that they want to run, more of a explosive offense, right?
Yeah,
is Deshaun Hamilton explosive? I would say no.
No, because they initially picked him for his route running. Well, they just replaced him with the guy who's the ultimate route runner. Like, pretty much. I mean, a lot of people would argue of all time. And then not only that too, they also replace because he's a small dude who's quick. They just replaced him with a guy who's smaller or like similar size and quicker. And then on top of that too, you look at Tyree Cleveland. He's like, dude, this is a rough one. I feel like this year's draft they honestly went for youth because Tyree Cleveland. I mean, he's basically Tim Patrick-esque. So I think that's going to be the big battle right now for this upcoming season. During preseason is going to be Tim Patrick versus Tyree Cleveland. I like I said, I initially was on point with this, and I was initially on par with saying that I don't think Hamilton's going to make the roster because I think they drafted to replace him. So I don't.
Isn't it weird how different schemes? So they drafted Cortland Sutton and Deshaun Hamilton to be your 1-2. Now, 2 years later, he's been pushed out for another great route running number 2 guy, and it's just, I mean, it's going to be unfortunate. So I just don't see how he breaks that lineup. I mean, it's one of those, maybe he's way down the depth chart. I mean, I don't know how he makes it.
Yeah, he's definitely battling uphill. And then the last one that we have on the list here, I know it's round 5, but it's still on the guys on the roster. Fumagalli, he's not going to make this year.
Fuck no. Can't make the club from the tub.
No, and as a guy who's missing fingertips, I respect the fact missing a finger, but I mean he just can't show up. So let's go to, and for what it's worth, we don't give a shit about these guys' ratings that we're going through on here. We're just going and talking about what we saw in the drafts for these last couple of years. That hasn't swayed or dictated us at all. But what about this one, numero 10?
Absolute
2019.
Absolute hit. And grading the 2019 picks, especially with only seeing 1 year under their belt, we had to see a lot of stuff unfold more and more. Then again, I mean, you're going to new systems, But I mean, we're just going to talk about it just for the sake of talking about it. Noah Fant, obviously, to me, hit.
Hit. Go to the next one.
Dalton Reisner, hit.
Hit. Next one.
Drew Lock, hit.
Miss.
This guy here. Draymond Jones, hit.
Miss.
Justin Hollins, yet to be seen. I hear how they want to play him. I just don't know if that is feasible, or I don't know if he can do it.
No,
They want him.
He's going to be great this season because he just gives added depth to the outside linebacker, and he costs nothing. I mean, he was decent last year, especially when Chubb went down for the season. I mean, as the outside linebacker, he was a good fill-in with Malik Reed. So I think depth-wise, because he can play either side, no problem. He'll be okay. Obviously, Draymond Jones was an A++++++. Drew Lock was an A+ infinity. Time will tell, but as long as that guy stays healthy, there's no way he's not going to end up being a home run. So, dude, I got to be honest, man. That the 2019 draft was across the board a home run. Juwan Winfrey's the only one that we don't think is going to make in the roster. So
right. Well, the only reason why I say Justin Hollins is a wait and see. I've heard personally myself a lot of they want to play him as this hybrid inside linebacker, edge rusher. I just don't know if he's cut out to be an inside linebacker.
Yeah,
I think if you strictly play him as an edge rusher, I think this dude can be good. But when you play him inside, I'm not sure. So we just have to see how that unfolds.
He doesn't have the sideline to sideline speed. I know that's hacky to say, but I mean it's just the reality of it. He's the guy's 6'5". He's still a huge dude. Big lanky ass guy. He's not built like Draymond Jones, so he's still got the outside rusher speed. But there was a reason why Malik Reed kind of chopped him off, at one point in time on the roster during the season. It wasn't Justin Hollins. He had a couple weeks where he was halfway injured. It happens, but at the same time, like the biggest deal for him is, I'm with you. I think that he's a to be determined kind of guy. So
okay. So let me ask you this, okay? Because everybody can't make it. Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, Malik Reed, Justin Hollins, Jeremiah Tachu, Tuska.
Well, Tuska was a 7th round pick. He's automatically going to be the odd man out.
Okay.
Tuska may be really good. Just because what you saw him do at North Dakota State, but like he's one of those guys. No matter what ends up happening, the initial roster of the season, just because of where he was drafted at, he's gonna make the 10 that end up on practice squad. I believe in that, but I think he's gonna have to earn his way on the roster. Vic Fangio's pretty old school about that kind of stuff. I think that's how he felt about Alexander Johnson last year, and obviously AJ showed out. Maybe Hollins ends up getting replaced at some point in time. I mean, I don't think they're going to cut Malik Reed. I mean, after he was our hero story of last year for being undrafted, and he kept the fucking history alive with that whole ordeal. With being, every single year Denver's over the last 11 seasons, Denver's had an undrafted guy make it. So, he's kept that little Disneyland fantasy going. But yeah, Justin Hollins, I don't disagree with you. He may end up being, at least midway through the season, he may end up being the odd man out.
Who do you think is number 3?
For what?
Behind Miller, Chubb, boom. Okay.
You?
Now we see eye to eye on that one. Okay. I would concur, sir.
Okay.
So do you want to do 2020? Do you want to do bus predictions? Hot takes?
For 2020, who's not going to make it?
Who's going to be a bust?
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, it's hyper pessimistic, but I see we can do that. So, well, let's finish. Oh, fuck this guy. Oh, sorry. If you guys are watching, if you guys are watching my highlight, I just
Oh, we can edit that out. We can edit that out.
No, we're gonna let that keep playing. I get so tired of the guy's negative takes all the time. It's like every
My
time.
guy's quick with it, y'all. Like he's quick.
Yeah, I'm
No
not.
filter.
Yeah, I'm not here to. I'm not here to shit on anybody. I just get really tired of people just constantly just like they just always have negative takes. It seems that. I mean, he's not bad. He's a seemingly nice guy. His co-host is a fuckhole, but I mean, they're dude, their section of Mile High Huddle I mean, Chad used to be the man with that stuff. I mean, he was the one that got both of us listening, and it's gotten to the point where they're so miserable to listen to because neither one of them have done anything to like, really expand their horizons when it comes to learning football and actually, stepping outside of their comfort zone and at least learning how to throw football. They're just miserable to talk to or listen to. So. This one's on me. Hate me. That's fine. That's all right. But make sure you do it in the comment section below and also hit like.
Hey, we are in this together. If you hate him, goddamn it, you hate me too.
But make sure you hate us and hit like and subscribe, please. So, but all right. So let's see if we can find another one here that I don't just lash out. Okay. So.
All right, let's rock.
So let's start at a negative point so that way we can finish on a positive. How's that sound?
Okay, if we're gonna start at a negative, let's start round 4. Albert, oh fuck that guy, he's gonna be a bust.
No, you come back here. Don't you freeze on me. Oh shit, is it this?
In weeks after the draft, I have changed some based on different people we brought in, different fits. That one, I still remain the same on that one. I don't understand the pick. I still don't care.
Let's see if we can find another one here that doesn't freeze up on us. Give me 1 second. Oh, damn it. Dude, the whole thing froze up on us, bro. So I had to come out of it real quick.
It's all good.
Okay. Won't click on that one again. Let's see what else we got. Is this gonna be our boy again? Oh no, this is Jeff. There we go.
No, it's ESPN.
Okay. So please don't pop up with noise. No. Tell me you didn't freeze on me.
No, it's good.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So last one bombed, so I had to close out of it real quick.
All right, so we're gonna go to round 4. Albert O. I said this guy is gonna be a bust. I don't understand his fit, but I mean he's a 4th round pick, so who knows? I just don't care for it. I don't have high hopes.
All right, so let's go to round 5. Sternad.
He's going to be a hit because our linebacking core is so atrocious.
Oh, meager.
So fucking atrocious. You only have one valuable. Literally, the only thing he has to do is be an upgrade on Todd Davis.
Okay. Netane Moody.
Sir, I didn't hear you.
Netane Muti.
This guy, he can go either way. I know why they drafted this guy. We've all had high praise for this guy. If he can get healthy, I mean, this guy's going to be a fucking stud if he can get healthy and stay healthy. If he does not, he's going to be an absolute bust. But where you picked him, it's not high hopes either.
How about Tyree Cleveland?
Practice squad.
You think he's going to make practice squad?
Practice squad.
Okay.
Tuska, I'm calling it. Tuska's going to be a hit.
Okay.
I like that guy. When I watch him on film, that dude just don't tackle people. He smashes people. I wouldn't mind to see him gain some more weight and see him play along the D line. I think that'd be good for him.
You heard there first, ladies and gentlemen.
That's just my take on it.
All right, so I know at this point in time it's hacky, but we're already going to the draft and we're invested in this. Let's end on a positive note. Top four. Numero
All
one
right,
zero.
top four.
Round 1-0, number 15-0.
This guy here, man. I mean, this dude is gonna be a fucking animal. I mean, this dude's gonna be such a fucking stud. It just
Miss.
this fucking guy. Go to the next one, man. Go to the next one.
KJ Hamler.
So check this out. I played with guys like KJ Hamler before. Guys like him seemingly have little nagging injuries that sidelines them more often than not. When the thing that I didn't like was when I watched the Hay Rookie, and I went back and I watched it again, is when he was whining about his little hamstring injury. I've played with people like him. Those nagging injuries are annoying as fuck.
So
Still a player.
We're leaving on a positive note, right?
Yeah. We'll leave on a positive note. Still yet to be unseen.
I think he's going to be a bust. How about that for positive?
Dude, you can't stay positive for 5 damn minutes.
You didn't either. Fuck you, quitter.
All right. Round 3.
Ojemudia.
Hit.
Agreed. I think he's going to end up being. I think he's going to end up being our next Talib. Hopefully, it brings the intensity, not quite the same off the field issues.
Nah, he don't bring the gunshot wounds. So here's how I feel about Ojemudia. This dude is scheme specific. If we ever went to a different scheme, I don't know if he'd be that good. If we went to a press man coverage, I don't know how good he'll be. Unsure.
I just don't see us going to press though. I mean,
right.
Always run zone, in which case
right.
I think he's going to be ideal.
So. God forbid something happened to Fangio. He's no longer with us, and we're playing some other kind of defense. I don't know how effective he'll be.
But I don't see that happening for the next 4 to 5 years.
I don't.
You got Ed Donatel. Vic Fangio showed too much promise this year. I mean, the fact that he goosed the team, that in and of itself was his best saving grace. And that's not saying that I think he should have been fired. I don't. I think that he was the first glimmer of hope that we've had for a couple of seasons since Kubiak. But I just don't see Donatel going anywhere. And I think with as much as they loaded the defensive line with pass rushers, this defense is going to be brutal for the next couple of seasons.
Right.
So, Lloyd Cushenberry, the 3, Sarah.
Hit.
Yeah, I think both of us were stoked about that pick.
Yes.
I think the only one both of us were really just kind of – we were scratching our heads off, obviously. Scratching our heads about was the Judy pick. And then we both went back and watched more tape on it, and it's like, all right, well, I completely get it why they pick. One, he's got less abuse. He's got less miles on him than – we got a little less miles with an LSU guy.
I've met that guy. I've met – side note, I've met Les Miles. That guy was so fucking weird.
Was he?
I went to a recruiting trip down to LSU.
Nice.
That guy was so fucking weird when I met him. It's just the way he talked was annoying. I was like, you're already getting on my nerves.
I saw my favorite banner was one that said Les Miles is a homo, spelled HOMEAUX.
That little French twang on it.
Right.
You got that little French twang.
But no, dude. So Jerry, I think we were both on. We both were on board for Lloyd Cushenberry. We think that guy, he's definitely going to be. He's going to shore up our offensive line. I was sitting there watching the tape on the guy. Like, dude, all the people that were naysayers on him, I don't feel like they truly watched what he did in LSU and why they gave him all the captain awards, because his right guard was atrocious. I don't specifically remember the guy's name, but every time that there was pressure on Burrow during their championship run, it wasn't because of Cushenberry. It was right guard dropping his fucking duties and getting blown out of the way. So
he had only one other guy along that offensive line that was to his level of play,
Right.
and especially on that caliber of offense. That offense was just phenomenal. But it was only one other person outside of himself that was actually even worth anything on that offensive line. But
But
yeah, absolutely great pickup.
yeah. Well, you also got to respect his story too, which is the fact of, okay, well, I'm not quite big enough to make left tackle or right tackle when I go to college. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure out another spot across the offensive line. What's a crucial one? You know what, dude? I like the leadership role with having to be set. Like anybody can, and I'm not shitting on right guards or left guards, but I mean, you say how easy it is to sit there and transition along the internal offensive line. There's a reason why they just categorize them as IOGs, but like, or I'm sorry, IOL. But it's like he specifically was like, all right, well, I'm going to start snapping the ball to the quarterback because that's a position that's super crucial. And he's fucking correct, dude. That is such a super crucial. And not only did he get good at it, he got great at it. So
Didn't he teach himself how to snap?
Yeah, he's watching YouTube
from
videos.
YouTube videos.
Yeah, so
gotta love the commitment.
Everything about it, dude. I think that I like you said, you addressed it earlier with the 2018 draft. 2019 draft. I'm sorry, was the fact that they were going for leadership and character more than anything else, and I feel like they've really been hitting the last couple of years for that.
For sure.
McTelvin a game, go for it.
Initially, I wasn't high on it. I am higher. As of May 31st, I liked his pick. The reason why I liked his pick is because we picked up Covington, and I like this pick even more now. Seeing as everything that we have on the offensive line, defensive line, and also what we picked up, I like this pick even more. Didn't like it initially. I like it now.
Love it. Love this pick. That's because I'm a closet Arkansas fan, just for the fact that we live there, and well, dude, you gotta respect the state who has
fucking atrocious, man.
Well, they're not good.
A disappointment.
Nobody's arguing that fact, but I mean, you gotta respect the state that's so hardcore about not having a professional team, and just how much they do love the Razorbacks there. So, whenever I see an Arkansas player make it, just to say, well, obviously Royce Freeman, we had high hopes for him just because of what he produced, but I also feel the same about Akeem. He's got a soft spot in my heart, but he also was an absolute mongrel for probably the most atrocious actually not probably the most atrocious team in the SEC. So
I live here in Arkansas. I've never liked the Razorbacks. I mean, they're so fucking frustrating as a college football team. So I have talked to people that I know that watch the Razorbacks a lot more than I do, and that know Ajin, and they all had high praise for him. And they was like, hey, y'all got a good one. Y'all got a solid one. Just watch. Everybody know that I don't like the Razorbacks. So they was just like, yeah, we know you don't like the Razorbacks, but, I methat this guy's going to perform for y'all. So I'm on board with the pick. Don't fucking make me regret it.
I'm not going to lie to you. That was just a beautiful backhanded compliment. So proud of you.
I'm known for those, here and there.
What a fucking sweetheart you are. Okay, well, so that pretty much sums up everything that we've had for this one. Was more just talking about where we started, specifically me and him. Just where we started, kind of button heads and crashing ideas off each other for the Broncos with the draft picks over the last handful of years. Specifically, starting the season that we won the Super Bowl, which you were over at my house for. And then the season after that, which we drafted the biggest shit box on the face of the fucking planet. So, yeah, you know what? I don't know about you, buddy, but I think that just about wraps up this episode for our beloved Broncos. You got anything for closing statements?
No. Hey, man, it was good chatting with you tonight. Just want to say to everybody, hey, man, be safe, be careful out there. It's a lot of fucked up shit going on out there. Not really going to go in depth on it, but hey, just everybody, just be careful, be fucking safe out there. Like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, follow us on YouTube.
Absolutely, guys. Couldn't have said it better myself, buddy. All right, folks. Well, enjoy your night. And so this will go live here pretty shortly, and you guys have a little bit more of your candy to listen to. This has been your Sunday afternoon talk about our beloved Broncos. Enjoy.
All right, peace out.